This is day 1400 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Rosh Gizchus for Am Yisrael, which is in Neis Torah in Eretz Yisrael and abroad, and many Voshea. Today we're doing Siman Reish Nun Ches, Sif Chav Beis to Chav Zayin in Yoredea. Chav Beis, V'zeh is Baruch Shemos Eliyad Gabay Eni Shon Eleh. Well, we said that when you give it over to Gabay, then you can't know the nether. Yeshua the Zed left after Gabay. Some say it's not specifically when you give it to the Gabay. Fuadi Musla Acher. So true if you give to any other person. Came when she lets him out. Once it leaves your hand, Shuv Ein Nishaleh. No, you can no longer do a Shiloh on this nether. Back says we're going to reference here to Choshen Mishpat. Perhaps she yesh. Shemistaba said those people not sure about this. Not quite beyond we already explained because the mission race when Kuf Chavech can equal the dinner. That's the primary halacha. Came before Moshe Atur. It's clear from the Torah. Shlokas of Lashon Gabay. He doesn't say it's really to an official. Because Shlokas Chacham Kassan Shlokas Yotzim Tachas Yodai. I show me has to ask Chacham before it left his hands. Much imagine it seems it's explicit. It seems explicit. The Yotzim Tachas Yodai once it leaves his hand. Av Shalo Gabay, even though it doesn't get the hands of Gabay, any Shalom Hazeh, you can't be matir neder. Unless you told him when you put in his hand, let the money remain in your hand. Or actually, no point until I command you to give it to so and so. Doesn't he shlucha? Then he's only your agent. And you could still annul the vow. And Marmar attains in the plenty, but if he said give it to so and so, not Gabay, then whoever that is, the person that is, he comes to Gabay, but Zacha Ba'ado, and he's Zaycha on behalf of that person. So anytime really you give a gift with the second party, let's say a third party, so it seemed that this would apply as well. Brackets says, I'm new to Behuda, Simanun, Tinyana, Simanun, Nesasi at the shop. Call near the Apiami Rasam Esam Sira, is barred the main Kamachlik is Viduk. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but he says based on whatever you say at the time he gives it over, that clarifies the halacha, and there's no Machlik here. Chav Gimel. For Dor Pashu, it's clear that Dafka Shemasi Ar Achel Manishel. When you give it to another person, you can't annul the vow. Because Mashlam Masolah Yarachim is only given to another person. Aviyichil is a Mokam and most even designate a place for this money amongst your stock of funds. Ain't a klum Choli Sholav that's not binding, and you can annul the vow. For Dash Kosvi, Sholei wrote we keep Ekab Shemer Baz, Shachacham Amati and Erishal Sucker Lonesh, Masilanim. Wow. Chacham's Mati and Neder on Staka is suitable to be punished because he's causing loss for poor people. I say, the person is affluent, or he reneges because he's miserly. Some other reason, the Chacham is suitable to be punished. Means Daka the Torah is not going to say whatever should be matter such an error. And Chacham Rosh Kav the level of Seis Masazu, Chacham sees someone in bear this burden. On this person took it in haste, without deliberation. Everything is relative to the situation. If the person who took the oath says, he tarti as nidri that I annulled my vow with the chacham, now is leave. And called kufa based can't compel me to get the money. Again, based on understands he's being deceitful. Lamis here attack was not much another. Kofi no Solakaim, we compel him to fulfill nether or Jivari at some or to tell us by whom was Martin nether. The Mamatim be too low. If they're machotim, I am what they're fine, it's an old. I've let basin you go about Matir, but the basin should rebuke the people who are Matir the nether. In the Tir Shlokam, if they're Matir inappropriately, Kosh Kosabnu, as we said. Chavda, Dover Baru, it's clear, Shainam Yochel Itains, the Tzaka Dover, Shain Lo Koch Laglisho. President can't give the Tzaka something which he has no power to consecrate. We learn Ish Kiavdishas Beiso Kodesh, person who consecrates his house to be Kodesh. Gomer Ma Beiso Bishusa, just like his bias is under his jurisdiction. I've called Bishusa so to everything which is under his jurisdiction. Ayin Shami. Nezel Vadai, Daldover Sheino Shulul Gamer Loitsokov. So it's not his altogether. It's certainly only a possible does that you can't be Makdish. Zel Kmosha Amr Kusham, but this way he said there, Gazam Loitstashu by them, Shemachem Makdish. If there was a theft occurred and the owner is not given hope, both can't be made hektish. Neither the person from whom it's stolen nor the thief. This person, the thief, because not his. the original owner because it's not his jurisdiction. Even though the object still belongs to the person who was stolen, he hasn't given up hope of getting back. He still can't be makdish. The fact that it's not in his possession, that's not the impediment. He can be cut him because if an object gave to a third party for safekeeping, even though it's in the possession of the person, he can make it hektish, which is worse. We shall see. So why can it be makdish? Why would not be able to be makdish? So it's stuck in our case. The time it came in a gas and wrote to Shilach, but the reason is since the thief does not want to return it to him, Mikra is not called his jurisdiction. He can't consecrate it. That's what the apostle is going to tell us. And this is also true by Pikadon. Can I show you his brother said to Shmaya? Really? I just thought he just said not, but let's see. There's a says in the Makdish Tavashem, which is a person cannot consecrate something which is not jurisdiction. Kate said also. Pikadon be Arachah, we had to be caught in somebody else's hand. But Chafar Bo is that, and that person denied it. It's Pikadon, which is Kfira. The person to whom is given for safeguarding denied it. Shu Etzlo, he denied, she said, cover both Zeshu Etzlo, the person by whom it's supposed to be denied to be cut on, and in that case, the owner can't consecrate it. Avim lo kafar, but if he didn't deny it, Hareu B'Shu's Baila, then it is under the jurisdiction of the owner, B'chol Makom Shu, wherever it can be found. And by movable objects. But the land which is stolen by a person, recovered by, and he denies possessing it. If you can extricate it from the thief in a court, you can also consecrate it. Even though you haven't yet extricated it in practice. Because by real estate, it always remains in the jurisdiction, under the jurisdiction of its owner. The karka ain't zealous, right? I can't really be upward and stolen. If a person steals his friend and the original owner is not given a published name and they both can't be makdish. So if he shouldn't show this one because it's not his, if it's Zelafi, She'eno, but this one because it's not under his jurisdiction, Akalashono. That's a quote for the Beis Yosef. So it's from Rambam and it's based on Suliba Mitzia. Based on what we explained at down below, the reason is clear. The modes of the gas is just like by theft. Even though you can extricate it with the in court, it's not called under your jurisdiction. Because the gas doesn't give it back to you. So do by because of movable objects. And the person who was given for safekeeping denied possession. And here, even though the person who gave for safekeeping can't extricate it in court, since at this point, Coverboat, the Nifkan who got the object denies it, he's like a thief, and there was not under the jurisdiction of the original owner. But he said a few months ago, the land cannot be stolen. Remains in place. And the Gazlan cannot hide it. Therefore, if you can extricate it in court, is called under jurisdiction, and he can consecrate it for dealing on stock of and this is also be true about stock of. Chavav, it's not clear by exala of metalflin, a theft of the movable objects, or because kafre or given for safekeeping, and there was a denial. Amad bedin, and they went to court. Uburar shishalo, to clarify that belongs to the nigzal or the mafkid. The tzibadarim like they directed the thief or the person given for safekeeping to return it. Can you then be marked even though he hasn't returned it to you? Oh, imlav or not. It seems the Magazan Nifkat Amar Bifnei Basin Achzirenalo, the Gazan or the Nifkat said in front of Basin, he will return it, Yochadish, then the original can't consecrate it. Of course, in Shlomo, as long as he hasn't said that, Afisha Basin Omer would say, Tegnalo, Basin told him, go out and give it to him, nevertheless, we're going to have to extricate it by force. The Lomik and Shubishus is not called in the jurisdiction of the original owner, but any Yochadish, and he can't consecrate it. Back it says, Tzatzrael, Yesh Lizeh, Shitum Kubetz, Mitzia, Sham, etc., etc. There's evidence from Shitum Kubetz, the name of the Ramach. Chav Zayin. I must have gotten wrong where we're going up to today. This is way too short. No, it's based on Chub's 9. How can that be? I don't know. Tomorrow it's Chav Ches. I didn't make it up. Okay. Chav Zayin, because of a tour of Shulchan Aruch Siv Ches, Yesh L'chov Al Echad, if he has a obligation outstanding on somebody, Vorma says he had Lekdish or Tzedakah, he says let this obligation go to Hekdish or Tzedakah, and it comes nothing. And Amar Chov Sheyesh Li Aplay, but he said the loan which I have outstanding on so and so, Shevli Yadi, when it comes into my hands, Akdi Shev, I will consecrate it then. So I give the then Chayv Lashim. Then he has to fulfill his word, Lakdisho, and consecrate it, and give it. She Yatav the other one comes to his hands. I feel Amar Chov Sheyesh Li Biaponi Yel. It's talking. It says the debt which I have in so and so's hand, the debtor's hand, should be Vitzaka. Imark even there about Chov. He said it's in front of the debtor, in front of the official, or b'fnei tovei of the tovei in front of the city councilors, or the chashish shabir, or the gadol of the city. Zachaba gabay midim mamach leishtam. The gabay acquires it through the unique halacha mamach leishtam, which Rabbanan instituted to transfer loan from Ruvain to Ruvain, the original creditor. If the standing was Shimon the debtor and Levi a new creditor, so just standing there and directing Shimon to give it to Levi instead of back to himself. Ruvain, it's called Mamish Lesher and Levi's credits. Here to the same thing. The person says, you owe me money, I want you to give it to the Gabbai instead, and they're all standing there, it works. But it's stuck at so you can't renege and change. Nor change. See if you custom netted stuck about smachta. And he writes, if I made it talk about smachta, in other words, a type of commitment which normally is not binding because you don't actually assume it's going to come to pass. Going to master dover play, take off a tzedakah, says if I do so and so, I'm going to give such and such tzedakah. So he did it chayiv litin, he must give it ad kan l'shoyne. The reason why Kav Ches is not part of the day clearly is because Kav Ches is very long. So, but in Kav Ches, which we'll see tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem, Arukh HaShulchan will explain this halacha.